Hello everybody, it's me. Wow, I don't know what to say. Thank you. I'm humbled by all the people that have responded to my video and talked to me about their conditions and all the information I've gotten from everybody. It's amazing. I never in a million years thought that I would have so many people talk to me and listen to me, much more than talk to me, listen to me and care what I said, what I have to say, and I've been watching a lot of these videos on here, these AS videos, and gotta start my timer. It seems as though a lot of us feel like we're out in the cold, like we're kind of ostracized by the whole community, by everybody. I mean, if you act like you're in pain, then you're labeled a whiner, a complainer, or whatever. No one wants to listen to you, bitch. But if you don't act like you're in pain and you try your hardest to maintain the status quo, then people don't, they don't hear that you're in pain, so they don't think you're in pain, and so they don't believe that you're in pain. It's such a catch-22. You're damned either way. The only thing I can do is just live my life, and people know I'm in pain. They don't know I'm in pain. I tell them, hey, I got problems, but I'm going to do the best I can. There's a few things I wanted to touch on here. I only got 8 minutes or so, but I think the main thing that I think I should touch on are people that don't understand, especially the people that we might be involved with, like husbands or wives. I was listening to a woman's story on here about her husband, and she has AS and her husband does not, and he's rather unsympathetic to her plight, and I felt her pain because I have the same problem, and it really is probably one of the hardest things to live with. And up until just a few moments ago, I had a very selfish idea about it, that how dare they not understand what I'm going through, and why won't she have any sympathy for me? I mean, this is a person that complains about the cost of my prescriptions and says things like, well, if you were normal, you wouldn't have to buy these things. We'd have money for this if you didn't have to buy your prescriptions. And I mean, that's like hitting below the belt, because you can't do anything about it. It's like, well, I guess I can just not take them. How would you like that? And that's, what punishment is that for them? That's a punishment for yourself. So I just have to say whatever, and it's just a curse. It's part of the punishment of this AS in some people's lives. Other people have good, supportive, loving people around them that understand and can help and don't hold it against them, but others don't, and I think that's just part of the way it goes. That's the hand you're dealt. Now, why don't they understand? I've been knocking that around in my head, and I thought that basically it's all, that they're not sympathetic, or, whatever. But I'm starting to think that maybe, I mean, if you're involved with somebody like that, if you're married to somebody, it's supposed to be a lifelong commitment. So if you find out that your spouse has something, some people may react to that in a negative way and use that against you, and in reality, perhaps they're just as scared of what's going to happen as you are, because they thought that they were getting a quote-unquote normal person, whatever, a person that could live into their ripe old age and get old like a normal person and just have creaks and cracking bones and aches and pains, and that's it. But nah, I mean, we had those in our 20s. We lived our 60s in our 20s. Really, I used to get out of bed when I was 30 and say to myself, my God, if this is what I feel like when I'm 30, what am I going to feel like when I'm 50? Am I even going to be able to get out of bed? I mean, it's amazing. People don't get it. But, this is the curse that we have. Whoops, sorry about that. Wiggly table. I don't know. It's tough. It really is. I wanted to touch a little bit on what I do day to day to help me to get through. One thing, it's up here, really up here. You gotta stay focused on your tasks. Because if you focus on your pain, or you focus on what's going to happen tomorrow, or what the doctor said, or what you read, or whatever, what's going to happen is it gets into your brain and you start having a reaction to it, and you kind of lock yourself into this thought process where you're thinking about the pain, it's getting you down, you're thinking about what it's going to affect, how bad everything's going to be, and it makes it worse. It really does. I mean, I got to the point where I just said, you know what, if I have a back spasm, so be it. I mean, what can I do about that? My doctor looked me straight in the face and he said, you know, this isn't nothing but a little muscle in your back. You can get back to work. And at first I said, that's kind of cruel, you know, but then I said, actually, you're right. You know, if my back's not going to break and I'm not going to fall over and it's just a little muscle, you know, he said, obviously don't be stupid, you know, but you can start to move again. And as things progress, you figure these out. It's movement is what it takes, you know. I don't know. Movement is what it takes. That's the bottom line. If you keep moving, you'll be able to keep moving. And if you're gonna rust up, you're gonna rust up. And I feel like if you're not moving, you're gonna rust faster. And it's hard, you know. I know when I say this and people are hearing me thinking, well, you know, I can't get up and move. You know, there are a lot of people that can't get up and move, and that's just the way it is. But if you can, you know, if you're just moving and you're in pain, keep moving, because you got to do something. I mean, if you do nothing, you're going to rust away, and that's it. You're just going to fall apart into nothingness. And for me, I mean, it's crazy. I studied martial arts pretty much my adolescent and adult life. I was a warrior. I mean, I was into fighting. I fought in the ring. I was a woodsman. I was an outdoors guy, a sportsman. I beat the crap out of my body. I mean, you know, I bounced back, right? That's what I was good at, was bouncing back. I hurt everywhere, but you know, I'll get over that, you know. And now, my God, wish I had been a little bit easier on my body, because wow, it hurts. Everything hurts. And you know, every day there's something new. I got the heels going on now. Feels like my heels are, I don't know what the hell's going on. Some days I wonder, it's like, God, what's this going to happen? But the other days I say to myself, you know, who cares? You just keep going. I keep watching all these cool videos on here of people talking about what's going on. They're not cool, but they're cool because we're getting our stories out there. We're getting our voices heard, and that's the first step to actually getting some good treatments and getting people to recognize what we have. And you know, that's the first step. If we can't get recognition, we got nothing. And it's all going to start in probably this place right here on YouTube, and I'm talking about it and having relatives that have it. And I think I'm running out of time here, guys, and I'm sure you're probably getting a little sick of hearing me talk. You want to move on to other people. But I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you. God bless everybody that's written to me and said hello and told me their stories, because you changed my life. You have 100% changed my life. You've given me hope and given me a reason to do a lot of things. So thank you, and we'll see you online. Bye.